The Greek community teamed up with St. Jude for a big event. Stay tuned to learn more about their involvement on campus.
The Fasting for Lent began with a Mardi Gras celebration here on the CSU EB campus. Stay tuned to hear more about the feast. All this and more on Pioneer Web TV News, starting right now.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Pioneer Web TV News. I'm Cameron Wicks.
And I'm Candace Charles.
The Diversity Center collaborated with the Catholic Club, PASA, and Theta Lambda Psi to celebrate Mardi Gras. The Catholic Club, in collaboration with the Diversity Center, the Filipino American Student Association, Theta Lambda Psi Latina Sorority, and the Interested Ladies of Lambda Theta Alpha sponsored a Mardi Gras event last Tuesday. Mardi Gras is French for Fat Tuesday, referring to the last meal before beginning a fast for Lent, which began the next day on Ash Wednesday. The event consisted of eating delicious Hawaiian barbecue and drinking a mix of various cocktails. There were also various performances and games throughout the night, including a singing competition and a comedian. Theta Lambda Psi Latina Sorority performed a sorority stroll for the audience, then followed Lambda Theta Phi and Lambda Theta Alpha, performing their Greek salutes. At the end of the night, various prizes such as gift cards, posters, and chocolate bars were raffled.
Student Life and Leadership, along with Tau Kappa Epsilon, teamed up with St. Jude's Research Hospital in Cal State East Bay's first ever Up Till Dawn event. I joined in on the festivities to find out more about this fundraising event.
Students across the CSU East Bay campus joined along the fun while granting a helping hand in the first ever Up Till Dawn event held at Cal State East Bay.
Basically, students came today with addresses of their family and friends, and they are writing letters asking their family and friends to donate money towards this amazing hospital.
Though St. Jude's Children's Hospital is located in Memphis, Tennessee, there are multiple research sites throughout the country.
And ours is located in Emeryville, and our office is in charge of all the events in Northern California and Northern Nevada.
The event included games, prizes, and raffle tickets for the San Jose Sharks hockey team. Many students enjoyed pizza as they wrote letters and reflected on why they chose to be a part of this night.
Why I am here is because I'm going along with my peers and trying to enjoy and also write some letters to these children and supporting the whole idea of St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital.
Visit the CSU EB Up Till Dawn Facebook page to see how the night unfolded and how it all began.
To find out how to get your friend or family member's school involved in the next Up Till Dawn event, check out the St. Jude website at www.stjude.org/UTD.
Stay tuned to find out more about ASI's Between the Lines event that featured former Black Panther member Charlotte O'Neal.
In between classes, need a snack? We got you. Get a coupon and try a small bag for free at the bookstore. Curtis Jammin' Kettle Corn. One taste and you know you're hooked.
Are students relying less on the library in the digital age? Many libraries are making more material available online. According to a study by the Information School at the University of Washington, 92% of students do course-related research using Google, but only 53% actually use the library shelves or encyclopedias. These online databases have become the go-to information resource for many because it is more convenient than having to physically look for articles or books in the library. Our reporter Patrick De Guzman spoke to students here on the campus to find out where they prefer to study.
This is Patrick De Guzman from Pioneer Web TV, asking students whether or not the library is the best place to study. Would you say that the library is your first choice to study on campus?
Yes, it's my first choice. I commute here, so it's very convenient. Once I get out of class, I can just head over to the library, finish up some last-minute homework, or if I need to print something, the printers are there.
Well, they offer SCA, where students can go and get help in subjects such as like math and English, and then they also have a laptop program where you can go ahead and rent laptops and book checkouts, and my personal favorite, Starbucks.
Do you feel that the library is the best place to study on campus?
I believe that it could be unless it's like midterms week because it gets really hectic, so it's hard to get like the study rooms. And some people choose to like study individually in the group room, so it's like hard to really be motivated.
The library is open from Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., Saturday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is Patrick DeGuzman with Pioneer Web TV, signing out.
Thank you, Patrick. Many students enjoy using the library to study, but there are other favorite hotspots around the campus that students prefer.
Charlotte O'Neill, or better known as Mama C, is a co-founder of the United African Alliance Community Center. Mrs. O'Neill and her husband Peter O'Neill developed this center in a village in Tanzania to offer healing in the communities as well as dialogue with the youth of Africa and America. O'Neill is also known as a vocalist, poet, writer, and a visual artist, displaying her artwork throughout the world. ASI Diversity Centers honored Mrs. Charlotte O'Neill at their Between the Lines event. Reporter Mohammed Serker has more about O'Neill and the event.
Students filled up the Diversity Center for Charlotte O'Neill, also known as Mama C. She is an artist, musician, and poet.
And I am a warrior woman. Woo! A Panther woman. A warrior woman wild for peace.
She talked about her organization, the United African Alliance Community Center, or the UAACC, and showcased the new documentary film about her life, Mama C, Urban Warrior in the African Bush. Charlotte O'Neill and her husband, Pete O'Neill, are the founders of the UAACC. The UAACC is a not-for-profit NGO that's provided food, housing, and education in Tanzania since 1991. Pete O'Neill was the chairman of the Kansas City chapter of the Black Panther Party until 1969 when he was arrested for allegedly transporting a gun across state lines. Pete O'Neill went into exile into the African continent with his wife Charlotte, who was only 19 at the time. The O'Neills' landmark accomplishments include bringing running water, electricity, and tourism to their Tanzanian village. Charlotte O'Neill also encourages CSU EB students to participate in an international exchange to Tanzania, or to just volunteer to help others out anywhere.
We're planting seeds, and we hope that these seeds grow into other organizations, not necessarily UAACC. The thing is to promote the spirit of volunteerism and the love. That's not hard to do, you know?
For Pioneer Web TV News, Mohammed Serker.
Thank you, Mohammed. Charlotte O'Neill is doing some amazing things, and this event was inspiring and honoring Black History Month.
Stay tuned to find out more about the recent proposition banning plastic bags and how this new law affects the Bay Area.
When you don't read The Pioneer, you don't stay up to date on current issues. When you don't stay up to date on current issues, you have nothing to talk about with your friends. When you have nothing to talk about with your friends stop being your friends. When your friends stop being your friends, you get lonely. And when you get lonely, you create imaginary friends. Don't create imaginary friends. Read The Pioneer. A new issue comes out on every Thursday.
Alameda County recently passed a proposition to ban plastic bags at grocery retailers. There's also a 10-cent charge added for the purchase of a paper bag. Our environmental reporter, Laurel O'Brien, has more on this story.
I think I probably represent the majority of the population who just one day went to the store and realized there's an extra 10-cent charge for the bags without really knowing why.
In its place, customers now face the choice between purchasing a bag made of paper or other recycled content for a minimum of 10 cents each, or remembering to bring their own reusable bag from home. Environmental Studies major Ray Freitas chooses neither.
I don't get as much stuff, that's for sure. And I don't really shop that much. I go to a local produce market and I'll just get little things and I won't even ask for a bag, I'll just carry it.
Having heard of similar policies being adopted by the city of San Francisco and other regions, I wanted to know who was behind the effort in the East Bay. A quick Google search led me to stopwaste.org, also known as Alameda County Waste Management Authority, located on Webster Street in downtown Oakland.
Plastic bags are a big waste problem. Not only do they go to the landfills and there's no use for them there, but they also end up in local creeks and San Francisco Bay, and they cost local cities a lot of money to clean up their storm drains. So it's been, for a number of years, identified as a problem, and our board elected to adopt this ordinance, and each of the individual cities had the opportunity to participate if they wanted to. And all the cities and the county itself decided that this was an important thing to do, so they wanted to participate.
The ordinance affects every retailer that sells packaged food and or alcohol, including R&H Liquor here in downtown Hayward. In business for 20 years, store owner Aid has witnessed mixed reactions from his customers. Regardless of how his customers choose to deal with the change, the only real impact it has on business owners like Aid is an added source of revenue from the sale of the bags. I wondered, are stores profiting from this?
Yeah, I mean, a store could potentially profit from the sale of these bags, but I don't think it would be a substantial profit. Really, the purpose is to have an incentive for people to bring their own reusable bag to the store, as opposed to paying that charge every time.
Instead of going with the paper option, Aid supplies his store with the exemption to the plastic ban. Bags made from recycled plastic sturdy enough to be considered reusable. Back at East Bay, some students find the idea of bringing their own bags more of a hassle than it's worth.
It almost seems like you're stealing, because in certain neighborhoods, like walking into a store with an empty backpack is like, some people don't like that, and then some people do. So I don't want to be like stereotyped as, oh, it's another black man walking into the store stealing.
I think there needs to be more of an outreach of like allowing the public to know like why this is being done and what for and for the environment, so that people know like the reason behind it.
It's not helping everybody. It's only helping the people that want to go green, because they're like, oh yeah, no more bags, we're good. And they've already prepared for this. The people who haven't already prepared for this, they're like, oh dang, I got to change my whole way.
Yeah, I think if people think it's inconvenient, it's probably a short-term feeling that they're going to have, because it's a habit that people will get used to. So we just would encourage people to bring their reusable bags.
Thanks, Laurel. And now for a roundup of this past week's games, we turn to our sports anchor, Sebastian Babbage.
Thanks, Cameron. Well, it was a rough week for the men's athletics. The Pioneer men's baseball team lost 2 out of 3 games to Cal State Monterey Bay over the weekend, only waiting Saturday 8-3 to avoid a series sweep. The men's basketball team once again tasted defeat, this time falling to Cal Poly Pomona and Humboldt State and extending their losing streak to 11. They have a tough match against UC San Diego next week on Tuesday, and we are all wishing them luck. However, the women's basketball team found the winning edge as they took down Cal Poly Pomona 52-50 on Thursday and Humboldt State 58-53 on Saturday. The next opponent is UC San Diego, who they will face this Friday. Tune in next week to see if the men's basketball team is able to end their losing streak. I'm Sebastian Babbage. Go Pioneers!
Thank you, Sebastian. We are definitely wishing all our teams luck this week. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Pioneer Web TV News.
There's a lot going on in sports, and our sports correspondent, Pioneer Pete, is here with the latest. Louder, please.
Sorry, man. I don't think this is going to work out. I'm sorry.
That concludes another edition of Pioneer Web TV News. I'm Candace Charles.
And I'm Cameron Wicks. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.